A good evening. Make sure we've got our noise gate on. All right. Welcome to the delicious sounds of Zelda. Turn that down a little bit. So, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to quickly do a few things over again. My own bonehead fault. But that's okay, Stink's good for it. Oh yeah, we did the first official M-File music theory songwriting lesson talking workshop stream. And basically I just rambled about scales for half an hour. And I'm sure that's not very interesting to some people. But there might be a few people who stumble across the YouTube channel or this and are actually interested and are like, oh, okay, that's my jam. So we'll just keep doing it and creating more content, and I'll be getting better at it because right now I'm pretty sure I suck. That down a little bit. But yeah, the website is moving forward. Content is being created. And stinks are being challenged. Hey. So I think there was like 2 heart pieces over here that I got. Ooh. I was on my way to a certain cave. You know, the thing about playing games is sometimes you have to be good at them. And pay attention to what it is that you're doing. Well, let's try that. Let's give that a shot. Oh. So yeah, Simpsons trivia tomorrow. I was talking about that the other day. Had some people helping me out on stream by quizzing me, which was nice. Hey. I'm so excited. Like, I know I already brought this up and everything, but like, it's like 2 of my favorite things combined. It's like, oh, you know, what was Homer's half-brother's name? That was Herb. He was played by Danny DeVito. Season 2. I believe, was it Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? There's some kind of play on that, I believe. Or no, there was the one where Herb returns. He's a vagrant because Homer ruins his company. Fucking dick snacks. Anyway. Yes, and then he comes to borrow money and then gets the idea for the baby translator. Which would be an amazing invention if anybody found a way to actually translate what the hell babies say. Although I always think of that scene where he is demonstrating it at a baby trade show. And the one baby's on the leash. And he like looks up at his mom and he's like, and then the voice on the translator is like, this leash is demeaning for both of us. It's hilarious because it's Danny DeVito's voice talking for babies. Or where was Frank Grimes' apartment located? Above a bowling alley and below another bowling alley. You know, the funny thing about... Oh, I don't have potions. Okay, the funny thing about magic is that it only kills everybody when you use it. See ya. It's nice hanging with you, Stingray. Ah, my favorite feature of every Zelda game. The incessant beeping from being constantly close to death. Because I am not good at the game. I don't know, I had my moments last night. I felt like, or not last night, sorry, the night before. When I had the runs that actually killed the bosses were pretty good. I felt like I did better on blind, definitely, than I did on Death Moxus or whatever. Murder Moth. Larry Flybones. Oh, nice try. Can't get me with my magic mirror. Oh, I look so fresh. F Mountain. Goal. Now, oh, fuckers. These aren't the Octo Rocks, are they? This is probably closer anyway, right? So you usually just try and get the first 10 deaths out of the way, just right off the hop. That way, you have a better chance at staying alive. The first 10 deaths are always the easiest. And then you start getting your Zeldonic knowledge back. Rig off. Oh my goodness. So many testicles. Alright. Nope. Rig off, bird. Okay. Oh. Really didn't need any of that to happen. Hey, that part I just was having so much trouble with for no real reason. Let's do it again. Let's just make sure that I make extra real good sure that I know how much I hate these rocks. Because I wasn't sure enough. Please, sir, may I have some more? Hey. Alright. Get me out of here. You know, a rational person would ask a question like, why didn't you go and get fairies or the magic medicine? That is for the weak. Drinking potions? Yo. That's like lame and shit. Alright. Aerosmith's daughter pointy ears and shit. Now I can't remember if there were extra... Oh, there was an extra heart piece. I remember. I gotta find my way all the way to the top. Somehow. I remember wandering around in here quite a lot. I really only played for like 20 minutes. Everything else was just music rambling. And a lot of that was just kind of aimless wandering, so I think I'm okay. Oh, no. There we go. Good, it didn't go anywhere. That's perfect. I love that. Love that the most. I think what I need is the furthest one down here. Let me get this shit going. There's the floating island heart piece. And the air magic or whatever it is. I can't remember the name of it. Come to me. Whatever. You had your chance, Mary. Oh, jeez. Okay. It's hammer time. It's hammer time. Time for one and all to hammer all the world. Ta-da. See, I told you I'd get it. No. Gotta watch out, because there's a filthy lion all around here sometimes. I believe he tried to kill me earlier. By earlier, I mean hours ago. Alright. Hookshot Cave. Hookshot Cave for the Hookshot Brave. Hey. Y'all give me those rupees. I'm still Hookshot King in the Hookshot Cave. You hookshot weak while I'm hookshot brave. Hookshot Mark and your hookshot Maeve. When you hookshot low, don't forget to fucking save. It's the DRE. Okay. Memories blasting through the cave walls in my mind. Doo-doo-doo. That's the fake one. I just always put it there just in case it becomes real this time. I don't know why I do that. It's just like an OCD thing where it's like I'm scared of missing it. Can't miss it. Can't miss a single secret. You know I'll probably miss a couple. It is possible. Because Stream Dan doesn't yet pay good attention to his gaming. I'm focused on trying to talk all the time. Just so something interesting is happening. But my gameplay suffers a little bit. So I think a bit of time, a bit of practice, we'll get this shit together. Having ourselves a stream party. Yes, indeed. Go back. Now we'll get the magic from that tablet. Ayo. You. Oh, I hate them so much. Serious? I can't even hurt them. What the fuck? Is that always like that? That seems weird. Oh well, whatever. I'm not coming back here for a while. It's gonna get my magic and I'm gonna leave. Ether. Of course, air magic. Got me a sexy new medallion. Gonna put it on a gold chain, throw it on my neck. I got Bruce Lee on my skateboard deck. I couldn't get paid because I couldn't cash the check. Gotta get me a car so I have something to wreck. There you go. History's greatest mumble rapper. Because he doesn't mumble. I guess I can't, like, I don't know. I've got my own personal preferences for things, and I talk about this often. Like, I'll rip things, I'll make fun of things. Because it is truly easier to just rip on things than to be positive or find something positive in a situation or something. That's the trick, isn't it? You know, even the music that sounds like garbage to your ears the most has something positive to offer somewhere, right? I mean, besides people being happy about it, gotta be something that you can learn from it. Say, okay, I don't like this about it, and that makes me not want to listen to it in my own personal time, but what could I learn? What could this teach me? It's a constant challenge. I mean, you never dismiss anything outright and trying to catch yourself when you find that you do. Be like, oh no, we can do better than this. Oh, I already got this. Shoo-doo-doo. Where to now, Captain? Got most of our tools. Oh, there's a cane. Right. I don't know where it is. I thought it was up in the... I thought there was a cave you could get to in the mountain that had this fantastic... Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. Somebody's apparently having login issues with the website, and also I tried to figure out where that cane was. I was thinking it was like a treasure in a chest somewhere. Like the one that you use the cape for, right? Because there's like a cave. It's a long hallway and it's full of spikes. But I don't know. I mean, I guess it's not overly important, but 4 crystals. We can go to the 5th dungeon, get that ultra important upgraded armor. I think that's the biggest thing. Plus, I think the guy shows up after this, where you can find him boxed in. Well, actually, let's just go take a look. I feel like he's on the other side of town here. On the other side of town. Oh, right, I can't get there. Hot friggin' damn it. Nope. I just beat the 5th dungeon, then I can rescue this tiny frog person. The Parsons, the Hyman, Flavin. I think he's around here, right? He's like trapped, like a little frog guy. Yeah, there he is. I knew he was around here somewhere.
Your body did not change? You are not just an ordinary guy, are you? I used to live in Kakariko Town. I wonder what my partner is doing there without me. I have a request of you. Please, take me to my partner. Please, Ribbit.
Thank you, thank you. Disney asked me and I turned them down. I said, frig off, you fucking frozen dead guy. Cartoons are for the living. And you were kind of a Nazi sympathizer if history has taught me anything. I'm having a little trouble with this D-pad. Like, it kind of, like I'll be going up or down and it'll be like, oh, you want to go diagonal? Like, no. That's why I didn't push diagonal. Poof. Oh, fart in a can. Okay, I thought he was gonna disappear. But we still got this. We still got this. Yo.
Oh, happy days are here again. You found my partner. We are very happy now. Drop by here again. At that time, we will temper your sword perfectly.
Oh, this is where... Thank you, thank you. Oh, I gotta leave and then come back and we'll do it. Ask us to do anything. Anything? Temper my sword. I'll give you a big discount. 10 rupees? Temper day? Are you sure? Very sure. If you don't do it, I'm gonna lose my temper. I have to keep your sword for a little while. Pretty sure you can just like exit and leave, or exit and enter a couple times and ask them and they'll do it. Let's not be silly here. We'll just cheat the system. Like, I don't want to run around without a sword. That's my only defense. The shield is like meh at best. You know, until you get that mirror shield. What is it? Do I have to leave the whole thing 3 times? Oh, the treasure chest is there now. Well, now I can get the last bottle, so that's nice. Well, let's go talk to that guy. Gonna get my magic bottle, fill it with gin and juice, and fairies and stuff. Oh, I haven't been in there yet. I don't think. Farts, farts, farts. Okay. Unless that is the cave. Nope, I don't think I've been in there yet. I don't know. That's the thing about this game. Unless you like binge play it all at once, there's so many little caves and details and things to find that you forget. I heard that I used to be a thief, right? Well, I'll open a chest for you. Will you keep it secret from everyone else? Would you please promise? Promise not to tell or tell it to everyone. Hold on one sec. I'm just gonna pull out my tweet machine. Turn that down a little bit. Hopefully I'm not overloading the microphone. I'm still twiddling with the settings here. I'll promise not to tell. Give me that bottle. 4 bottles. I'm a 4-bottle man. Yeah. Alright. Now let's go back to those dwarves slash blacksmiths slash life partners. See what they're up to. I don't know why, but I always kind of liked that the bushes blocking the entrance to that little grove looked like a sword. I don't know. It doesn't do anything. Not like it gives you sword powers or anything. It just looks kind of like a sword. But that's just kind of the kid that I was. Like anything sword related, I was like, oh fuck yeah. Oh fuck yeah, that's the fucking sword. Oh yeah. I'm fucking 7, yeah. That was my life. Oh fuck yeah, swords. Sword is tempered up. Now hold it. Hey yo. I love this one. I think it's so cool that it's orange. So, fun fact about me being a nerdy young child who loved swords. I grew up on on the water. Like Sarnia's a water town. And there's a little island nearby where we have a family cottage, and it's pretty like no cars. Like you take a ferry over and you get your groceries and bags and stuff brought to your cottage by like a cart. And that was where I'd run around and play all summer. So my buddy there and another buddy, we were young kids, and the one kid's dad had a bunch of survey sticks under the deck because he was like, we did surveying work. And so he was like, hey, come on, because he talked kind of like with a slow, like, kind of, hey, what are you guys doing? Like, that's crazy. You want to make a sword? Come over, I'll make you a sword. And, you know, so we went. That's just how he talked. He didn't open his mouth or anything, but I trusted him. He was like, fuck yeah, making swords, all right. So, yeah, he cut part of the red part off of the end of the survey stick, drove a couple nails in there, and boom, You got a sword. Then we spray painted them orange and had like thick, like crazy glitter paint that we painted stuff on, and they had like elemental properties. And mine was the lightning sword, obviously, because lightning is like some of the coolest magic. But it looked almost exactly like that, and we thought like, this is the best. We just fucking run around in forests and stuff and pretend to fight things. Those were the best summers of my life. Alright, now I gotta remember... Oh, sorry there, madam. Gotta remember where that little sort of hidden cave was, so I can see if I need to go there. Well, no, okay, I gotta get there in the dark world, use the mirror. Leave me alone. I told you. I won't sell you my shoes. You ever had that? Where like you're out somewhere and someone like just straight up asks you to sell them like some of the clothes you're wearing? I had someone ask to buy my shoes once. More than once, I've had someone ask to buy the shirt I'm wearing. And like, granted, it was an amazing shirt. Both times it was the same shirt. It's like one of my favorites. It's like a half sleeve sweater, like almost like a baseball shirt. And it's for Labatt 50 beer. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I stood there for too long. It's for Labatt 50, so it's got a small Labatt 50 logo over the breast, and then on the back it's got the enlarged 50 logo, and down the left sleeve it says All-Star. And it's like the sleeves are dark brown and the rest of the shirt is a slightly lighter brown. And it's just so amazing. I bought it for $2 at a London Value Village. So, you know, somebody offered me $50 to buy it off my back, and I told them where to stick it. Like, get out of here, you friggin' hipster. Like, I've been wearing this shirt for fucking years. Like, I think I bought it in like 2004. Like, yo, that's so vintage. Oh man, look at the vibes coming off your shirt. Don't fucking touch me, sunglasses. Get out of here. So that guy was probably on drugs, but the other guy who asked me about it was definitely sober. And it doesn't really surprise me that it comes up, because like, it's an amazing shirt. Like, I get it. I'd be jealous of it too if I saw somebody wearing it. Fuck. Fuck, I have to wear that. Oh man. People have tried to steal it. I had another brown shirt. It's more like a polo shirt with a little Canadian leaf, and it was like just this 80s brown. And somebody tried to buy it from me. I don't know why. Is it me? Is it me? It's not where I live, because all these incidents have happened in like different cities and stuff. No, it's probably where I live. I don't pick good places to live, but... Okay, so where are we going? We got the upgraded sword. We got the heart piece. Alright. Kill some ice. Hey, STP, how's it going? Glad to see you here this evening. You're pretty much just in time. I only did like 2 or 3 things extra from last night. I had to redo a couple things. We lost power and internet. go. And I made sure to properly change. This is why we do test streams, although it was live last night, but I noticed that the name and the category and everything on Twitch stayed M-File and music and everything, even though I changed it. So I made sure to refresh the page and change it and make sure everything is clear. I don't want people coming in and being like, oh, music, yeah, let's jam out, man. And then it's just a nerdy, weird guy playing a game from 18 years ago. No, 28 years ago. Oh my god. So old. Okay. We'll fuck with some ice. You gonna fuck with my ice? I'm gonna fuck with you. Did I go in the wrong way? I think I did. Oh, no. Okay. This is where we got to go. Pretty sure I already got that. Just need to make sure I cover all of my treasure bases. But like I was already saying, if you're not binge playing it, you can forget all the little details. And it's just like, ugh. Alright, let's fire.
Fire. Stink. The magic flames will protect you in this icy dungeon.
So today I went bowling. Oh, that's fun. Regale us. And I learned I am shit at bowling. Not everyone is good at bowling. And not everyone who is like, oh yeah, I'm good at bowling, is good at bowling every time. I learned that frequently. Because I'm like, yeah, I can kind of bowl. Sometimes I roll a really good first round. And then I fall apart. It's like my wrist gets tired or I'm just shit at bowling. Oh, fuck. I hate these guys because they're fast. The trick is they're fast up and down. They go side to side very slowly, so that's how you get around them. You got an 11 on the first. That's impressive. On the first round. That's amazing at how like not great that is. That's something to be proud of. Cool. Give me that key. I ain't about locks. I'm about opening them. Second, I got 40. That's pretty good. I would say like 100. 100 is where, like, if you can break 100, that's decent. Getting up there. Everything past that, you're getting a little better. I'm proud of my inadequacy. Well, you should be. That's, absolutely. Stay in the door. It can't hurt you if your hitbox hasn't loaded. Yeah, I'm not a fan of these guys. I do not like them. Because they are better at ice than I am. But again, proper implementation of hookshot in this one can save your life. I can pinpoint the dungeon's evil master. Man. This one, however, got me pegged. Oh, okay. Oh, fuck off. Nope. That's not good. None of this is good. Fuck. Okay. Good job, Stink. You did it. I'm a big boy today. Okay, well, I'm loaded up 3 bottles of fairies, so I think I'm okay for now. Dan, have you ever played a game and made one mistake and had to restart the 3-hour level from the beginning? I have done that before. I've definitely had runs of games where I missed something and put in that much time and was like, and had to go back. Sometimes it's like essential to move the game forward. Sometimes it's not. I have as well with, oh, you were playing Fire Emblem. Nobody likes that kind of a situation, obviously. Some games you're kind of like, okay, like, I don't really mind playing what I just had to go through again. Some games you definitely do. Oh, fuck off. Really? Is that just how it is? Yep. Dan, it's worse if it's because instead of your own mistake, because of RNG instead of your own mistake. Oh, no. I hate that. You know, me and RNGesus aren't always on very good terms to begin with. As you all know, I definitely had my own battles with RNG with the Starman Sword of Kings debacle. And even beyond just having to spend that much time, I lost hours of progress because my file didn't save. So that was a real treat. I love that. Stick a bomb in his craw and put that in your milk. Girl. The enemy gets a crit, which it had a 10% chance for, and I had to restart the chapter. Oh man, that sucks. Well, I feel for you. Oh, farts. I should have known better. A wizard should know better.
Babies! They're babies!
Couldn't help myself. The chapter could take 1 to 4 hours. That's ridiculous. It's kind of like, I've had experiences like that with Ogre Battle. Just cause like, you know, this is one of my least favorite rooms. I'll say that straight up. Straight up. Okay. Trade you for it straight up. Get the fuck out of my house. Yeah, fuck you. I can never... The stream screen is dead. Oh. Thank you. Thank you for that.
10 o'clock.
Hi, Wayne. Hi.
I appreciate that. Always need someone there to remind me. And how come I forget you, girl? Don't burn my bottom. Oh, this... Okay. Obviously, blaming all your mistakes on a controller is some low-ass hanging fruit. But really... I'm quite upset. That is a situation where you don't need someone else deciding when you're going to take a diagonal route from point A to point B. So if I found a top 10 Simpsons episode... So I found a top 10 Simpsons episode and I have watched one of them. Do you have that list on hand so I can evaluate it and criticize or approve of this top 10 Simpsons episode list? Fucking dick. Perfect. Thank you. Let's take a moment here. Quote, the best Simpsons episodes. 10 to 1. Number 10, Stark Raving Dad. That is a good episode. The one where they think it's Michael Jackson, but it's not Michael Jackson. And then it was actually voiced by Michael Jackson, but he didn't put his name on it. They used a different name. And I think it was something to do with like a contract type thing. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up a new source here. Browser source. Browser source. Browser source. Browser source is the browser source. We can enjoy this little, because I'm gonna spend a minute looking at this. Just given. Paste. Did that work? It did not. You know, I like Streamlabs OBS for a lot of things, but some of the most basic... is it working? The song was sung by his brother or something. Yeah, it sounded close, but it was his voice. Best Simpsons episode? Now it's working, sort of. Okay, let's look at this. Where'd you go? There we go. Bear with me while I indulge myself. Okay. This is dumb. Not the list. Sorry, the I'll do window capture. Works better. They've got a nice idea there, but there we go. Stark Raving Dad. Leon Kapowski, or yeah, they've got a really good story. It's got some interesting elements of like Homer wearing a pink shirt to work and getting ostracized for it because, you know, crowd think and everything. Leon was supposed to do a return to The Simpsons in a sequel to Stark Raving Dad, written by Conan O'Brien, but proposed guest star Prince rejected the script. Very interesting trivia here. Leon Kompowski. Bart sells his soul. This is an amazing episode. If you haven't seen this one, definitely do yourself a favor. Just so many good jokes. This is like prime Simpsons. I think season 7 might be where it's like absolute peak best Simpsons. Some of the best episodes. And they're like not just like really, really funny, but just really well written. And the storylines. So the storylines, some people I remember were kind of arguing because there were a lot more like Lisa type episodes. But when you get older, you start to realize that like, oh, Lisa was supposed to be the one you were rooting for instead of being like, Lisa, shut up and eat the hamburger. But yeah, this is a great episode because, you know, Bart and Milhouse get into some tomfoolery at the church, so they have to clean out the pipe organ, and they're arguing about the existence of a soul, and Bart says there isn't one. So Milhouse is like, well, if you're so sure, then sell me your soul for like $5. So he takes Bart's soul, and then like all this weird stuff happens to him, and he goes on this crazy journey to try and get it back. And also the subplot is Mo opens a restaurant. He doesn't want it to be a dingy bar anymore. And there's some really good quotes out of that where he's like doing the birthday thing, and he comes out for Todd's birthday, and he's got a basket of oily burning fries on top of his head, strapped to his head with sparklers coming out of it. And then he's like, Uncle Mo, here I am while you eat. And then Todd is just like one by one picking the fries up, just like and Mo's just standing there forcing a smile. He's like, please take the basket off my head. This thing is extremely hot. Very, very good episode. Also the scene where Bart is on the bike and he's trying to race across town to get his soul back from Milhouse. And it's at nighttime, and he's biking, and then he falls off his bike or something, and then there's this like street cleaner that comes, and it runs over his bike, and he's like, oh no. But then the bike comes out, and it's even shinier than before, and he's like, oh wow. So he hops on the bike, pedals it twice, and the entire thing just crumbles into parts. And then the guy driving the street cleaner pops his head out, and it's just like and just has this evil, insane laugh as if he did it on purpose. And because he's sticking his head out of the window and not watching where he's going, he drives the street cleaner down a subway stair entrance, and it explodes. That is joke writing right there. That's fucking perfection. That's one of the funniest scenes, I think. Over at the Bat, that's actually probably in one of my top 10 episodes for sure. The softball song that they play at the end of the episode, where it like kind of recaps everything that happened, and they got all like, you got an entire team of like the best of Major League Baseball at the time, and they all have these weird things happen to them to prevent them from getting to the game. Really awesome episode. Ken Griffey Jr. drinks Nerve tonic and comes down with gigantism. There's some really good pictures of that. I'm sure you can find it. And then that's where the classic line, you know, like about trimming. I thought I told you to trim those sideburns. Again, if you haven't seen it, definitely watch this one. The Itchy and Scratchy and Marge. I actually used to say that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That squirrel. That I find season 2, season 1 episodes are actually like pretty funny. I found for a while I wasn't really able to get into them as much because the animation was just so different and they weren't the same kind of humor. Like they hadn't really hit their stride yet. But I found season 2 was still kind of funny and has some classic episodes, but it was a bit more preachy, which like some episodes it benefited from. This is one of them. Some of them were kind of meh, and then season 3 from there until like season 8 or 9 is like gold. This is a really great episode. So Radio Bart. Bart gets a radio microphone and throws it down a well and tricks everybody into thinking that there's a boy down there. And then when he climbs down to retrieve it so he doesn't get in trouble, he gets trapped in the well and nobody believes him because he's like, yeah, I was just playing a joke and nobody cared. There's a really good scene in that one where Krusty is talking about how he's raising money in a Live Aid style concert or like studio project with all these people singing. They're like, so how is this going to benefit the boy in the well? He's like, are you giving the money to him? And he's like, well, you know, we got to pay for the studio time and everybody to come in and distribution, and we got to pay lawyers and everything. He's like, those limos out back, they ain't free. Whatever's left, we'll throw it down the well. Yeah, John Vitti, like, I always pay attention to that kind of stuff, like who directed it, who wrote it, who are the producers on it. John Vitti has written some of the best Simpsons episodes. John Vitti, Greg Daniels as well. Conan's got not as many as you would think that are his titled, but he was in the writer's room for some of the best episodes and had definitely threw jokes in there. Like you can tell it's like Conan humor. Homer the Heretic. Great episode where Homer stays home from church and decides it's the best thing he's ever done. He has a great time, so he's never going again. And the classic line where he's in his underwear, smoking a cigar on the couch, looking at a nudie magazine, and he's just like, everyone's stupid except me. And then he promptly falls asleep and the cigar lights all the nudie magazines on fire, and then the house burns down. That is a really good episode. Monorail. Absolute classic. This might be one of the best, I think. It's got one of Matt Groening's favorite linings in it, which is when Homer opens the closet on the monorail when he becomes the conductor, and there's a possum with a bunch of baby possums, and it hisses at them. He's just like, I call the big one Bitey. Also, he's so proud of becoming a monorail conductor that he's like trying to push Bart into doing it. He's like, do you want to become a monorail conductor like your old man when you grow up? You can change your name to Homer Jr. The kids can call you Hoju. Amazing, amazing. Also, Spock is in the episode. Mr. Plow, great episode. Excellent cameo by Linda Ronstadt, who does a commercial jingle for Mr. Plow's rival, the Plow King. Another John Vitti. Look at that. 2 in the top 10. Lisa's Substitute. Again, John Vitti. What is his name? Mr. can't remember. Yeah, I don't remember what it is. Bergstrom. Bergstrom. Played by Dustin Hoffman. There's a lot written on this episode. I'm going to have to read this afterwards. Last Exit to Springfield. That is a great episode. Get a Beatles Yellow Submarine reference when the doctor gasses Lisa. Last Exit to Springfield. Jake Hogan and Wallace Wolodarski. So season 3 and 4, those guys had some really, really good episodes. And I appreciate your patience, me rambling about The Simpsons a little bit, but I'm a huge fan, as everybody knows by now if they didn't. Let's get rid of that. And boop. On with the game. Thanks very much, STP, for the link. I always like checking out other people's lists, especially on, like, you know, Simpsons episodes, and just like going over Simpsons episodes. Well, we don't need to belabor that fact. People will see it later on the YouTube channel. Sort of. No, I wanted this. Yeah, I mean, I really love going through old Simpsons episodes and talking about old Simpsons episodes and everything. Which one was the only one on that list that you had seen? No. Is it Fake Room? Oh, I don't. Radio Bart. A good one to have seen. Mr. Sting, maybe you should take a break. You seem really tired. I'm not gonna stop digging. Not while one of my fans needs me. I don't know if I've ever heard Bart listen to one of your albums. Shh. Man, Marge, he's a really good digger. You, buddy. Get out of my face. Yeah, girl. So yeah, oh, farts. I don't have the big key yet. I think I always do this. I find my way to the chest, don't have the big key, then I gotta redo it. Nope, not effing with you, buddy. Fuck. Let's see if I can time this right. Oh. Nope. I do suck. You're right. But that's why I do it. For the praise. The only thing that keeps me going. Wait here patiently for all the nasty little shadow men's. Just shadowing. Wait. I got the key in the room. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was alright. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, farts. Get out of my face. It's a bad situation. Too bad there wasn't boots. Like some type of ice boots that you could wear. This also, this gets me every time, and this fucking controller is not going to do me any favors. God. Okay. Jesus. Looked up what the worst Simpsons episode. There is, well, I mean, there's debate about the Jump the Shark episode. Being the episode where it clearly dipped in quality and never came back. But I couldn't even imagine what the worst Simpsons episode is because I have not seen them all. There's more Simpsons seasons that I haven't seen than I have. The Lady Gaga episode, I watched that one and I did not laugh once. That's why you don't base an episode around the fact that you have a celebrity on instead of just not bothering to write an episode. Like, oh look, Lady Gaga is in town. They had some cheap jokes about like her costume and her boobs doing stuff, and it was just like, whatever. It's hard. It's really hard because like the show was an institution. Like it wasn't just like a silly cartoon. It was like you had to watch it. We would watch it on Sunday night at 8, and then the same episode would appear again on 8:30 because of a weird kind of thing that would happen because of like the affiliate channels. So we would watch the same episode, the new episode, twice. So that way you would like catch all the jokes and everything. And then, you know, you go to school the next day and you'd be talking about the latest Simpsons episode, and like, you know, you got to be the one that memorizes all the funny jokes and all the lines and everything. And then we'd watch it like 4 times a day on weekdays. Again, because of affiliates. Like it would be like, you know, there was 2 channels that would have the same episode on in the same day, but it was like kind of staggered. So you would check and see, because there were 2 on at once at that point. So it's like if you didn't like the one that was playing on the one channel, you just re-watch the one you had already watched earlier at like 5. Really messed up way to live your life, but also like that was just everybody I knew did that. It was just all Simpsons all the time. So that's kind of why I know so much about Simpsons and have like an obsession and a trivia brain for Simpsons. We just talk about it all the time. I was like growing up. What we did, it was on TV. We watched all of it all the time because like when you think about it, TV overall is not great. You're not gonna get some really mind banging stuff happening on TV all the time, and it's mostly commercials. So the fact that every single day you get 4 episodes of The Simpsons if you want it, I'm gonna fucking miss that. Get me a piece of that action. This has a bunch of stuff on it. Oh no. It's another one that does that. You lift it up and there's fucking... Actually, I think it's in this dungeon. Oh, you bastard. Ooh. Nope. Happy day. You got a map. Girl. So there's really 2 positions where that big key could be. And I think I know where it is. And it's here. Oh, fuck. Just get off the stairs, Boyle.
Big key, yeah.
Sorry for the bastardized Nirvana. Oh. I feel like it keeps switching my... This dungeon in Link Between Worlds is so much harder than this one. Now, that's another one I haven't played. I'm a huge Zelda fan. Like, I like the games that I have played, but I feel like there's so many of them that I have not played. So I feel like some people would be like, you're not even a real Simpsons fan. Or sorry, Simpsons on the brain. Zelda. Zeldonic fan. So like Link Between Worlds, is it basically they were gonna do all but Wind Waker and Oracle of Ages. Both great games apparently, but so Link Between Worlds started out, it was gonna be a remake of this one, right? And they just like sort of turned it into a new game. That's at least my understanding of it. If I got it correctly. It has the same map but different mechanics, like wall melding. Ooh. Interesting. Hey! Ray Romano looking motherfuckers. Have I been in that top room? Yes, I have. I need to get back down to that room. I can do it. I know where I'm going. I'm going out of my mind. I loved that song as a kid. Time by Hootie and the Blowfish, released off their second album and follow-up to their smash hit, Cracked Rear View. Can't remember what the album was called. It might have just been called Time. But I mean, now it's just kind of whatever. It was a song, but at the time, like, oh my god, I'm like 11. I'm pretty sure that was on the Much Music video countdown. Yes, Much Music had videos on it at the time. The countdown was another huge thing. Like, you watch the countdown on Saturday, or it'd be on like a Friday night or whatever. And watch all your music videos fight each other for supremacy on a number-based ranking system, which like had no real merit. Like, we don't know what the numbers were for. It was just Time by Hootie and the Blowfish overtook In the Meantime by Space Hog. You know, it's just how it was. I was a little mad because I liked Space Hog better than I liked Hootie and the Blowfish, but alas, none of them could stay around together. Just wasn't their time. Also, apparently, Space Hog were not very good live. Just a really well-produced band that had the songs and had the look, but weren't really ready for the kind of shows that they got booked on, which happens. You know, like, there are some bands. I remember I saw a intimate and interactive episode of Much Music where they like have the people in the studio and they have people out in the street and they open up the windows and everything, and it was Sum 41, and I watched them and I was like, oh, this is not that great. Like, they're not good live. But I saw them live and they were amazing. But it was like a year and a bit later. So they had constant touring and lots of practice with the tunes and getting used to playing bigger shows and everything. So if you're in the music biz, practice your shit. If you are gonna go on tour or play a bunch of big shows or whatever, make that your focus. Why would you focus on doing a bunch of other things? Like if you gotta go in the shed and hide for 6 months, well, not 6 months, but like even like 3 months, you don't do anything except like practice together. Or if you're just one person, practice your set, and then you'll come out a machine, and then your live show will speak for you. There's just too many distractions, I guess. There's some bands that are like, you know, they'll come on stage like they're the best band, and then the next band comes on and they're kind of like the newcomers on the scene. No one's really heard of them, but that's because they've been practicing. They've been getting their shit together. I did not fill up my jars. Oh, I think I've seen that actually, that thing you've linked. Talking about the decline of The Simpsons and the quality, and I mean, like, I wouldn't be surprised if people have done like major papers for like theses and stuff about this, because it's something not only people are very passionate about, but it's like you can talk about it and find evidence of it, and like you can see like, oh, the writers have changed, like this person's not doing show running anymore, and like, you know, the scripts have kind of gone in a different way, and like I remember should have ended at season 10. I agree. I remember watching through again and getting to season 9 and being like, oh, no, some of these are not great. And I thought they were later episodes. Like, I was like, I at least thought they would have been like season 11 or, where's that big ass? Oh, I know where it is. Yeah, season 9 had some questionable entries. And like that was it, you know. There were still some good episodes, but like season 10, they should have just let it die. Like, one of my favorite episodes at the time was the first episode of season... Fuck. Penis. Are the blocks gonna go back? So yeah, the first one in that season, damn it, of season 9 was the one where Homer is afraid of New York City. That was one of the funniest. There's some really, really good jokes in that one. But like overall, it's the type of episode that they became commonplace as the seasons went on, where it's not a well-written episode, it's just a gimmick. Tonight, the Simpsons go to New York City. Okay. You know, doesn't matter. Tonight, the Simpsons go to Canada. Again. They've had 3 Canada episodes, including the recent one where somebody did a apparently really good spot-on impression of Trudeau, our Prime Minister. But I have not seen the episode. It's kind of out of principle. I'm like, not enough to get me to watch. Oh, you got somebody doing a Canadian thing, and then they're talking about Canada stuff. Oh. Pickle my biscuit. Like, fuck off, you know? Like, You ruined my childhood love. I feel like... So, like, imagine you had a childhood friend who was just the best. Like a pet. He was the best dog ever. And then, after, I don't know, like 12 years, he had a few years towards the end there where it was like, oh, looking kind of sick. You know, maybe we should put him down. But your parents are so insistent that, like, you have this dog because you love it. So it dies because it's very sick and it's got nothing left going for it. But they just, like, do a weekend at Bernie's situation with the dog. And he's rotting over time. And they, like, apply oils and stuff to him to kind of try and keep him fresh and maybe try and mummify him a bit. Put him in a airtight chamber so that he doesn't totally rot. And then you just drag him around on a leash and you're like, I don't enjoy this the same way that I used to, and I'm not sure why, but there's something really wrong with this situation and I just don't want to be a part of it. That is how I feel about The Simpsons. It was good for about the standard life of a dog. But, like, there were a few years towards the end where you were like, maybe we should just put him out of his misery because he's blind and deaf and he's running into doors and he's really old. Just let him go. You're like, no, it's the dog. Remember dog? Remember when he barked? Huh? You like barking? It's like, yeah, but it's not the same. It's more of a wheeze now. No, you still love dog. Like, he smells, I think he's dead. I think he's been dead for a while. No. Dog's not dead, he's just different. Look, dog goes to Canada. Huh? That's fun. Like, I'm not an idiot, like, you can't fool me. And yeah, you know, like, this is the kind of stuff that's like, I always use that term low-hanging fruit, that cliche. It's like, it is easy to just rag on New Simpsons and say things like, I liked the old stuff better. But it's so true. It's so true. Like, I can't. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Both torturing myself about Simpsons and entering this dungeon without 4 fairies. So I'm gonna take a step outside, grab me a fairy. Now, South Park, on the other hand, overall, has had a much better success ratio. And, you know, they consistently performed, I would say, longer. There was a dip a bit in the middle. Like, stuff like Imagination Land was funny, but it was like, they took a storyline, stretched it out over 3 episodes because they needed to fill 3 episodes. It's kind of transparent. Doesn't mean it wasn't totally funny and there wasn't funny stuff, but I felt that way when I saw it. I was kind of like, you know. And the problem with South Park was that it was a lot of the foundation was shock value. So that did some good things, which is have a foundation of shock where nobody bothers with them anymore. They can say and do whatever they want because they've already been so well established. Like, they got sued by everybody under the sun when they first came on. It was just everybody was getting ripped on and they were like, hey, I don't like that. Like, yeah, well, too bad. We're going to say it, and we've got really good lawyers and free speech and whatever. But the problem is, like, you set the bar for shock too high, and if that is the driving factor of your series or your work, is like the shock value, that wears off. You get desensitized to it. Just ask anybody who used to like Jackass, which was mostly everybody in the year 2000. Remember that? But then, like, 3 movies? 3? Did we need a third movie? At that point, it was more because they hadn't been around for a while. So it was like, oh, they're back. But, you know. So with South Park, it did get to a point where it was kind of like, meh. And they felt that way. Like, you can feel it in the writing of it, you know? Where it's like, they're just kind of tired. But then every once in a while, you get a few episodes that were like, that was gold. And then there was a season or 2 or 3 that were just kind of like bland. And then something happened. It was like they got woken up, or like an idea really inspired them, combined with the fact that they had finished their Tony Award sweeping Broadway musical, The Book of Mormon, and could refocus all of their attention on the show. And they did. They kind of, you know, came back to it. I think it was a couple seasons after that. They had some good episodes in that one, but, you know, once they started kind of doing connected storylines, there was something about that that really brought it all together. The storyline of like Randy is actually Lord. Like, that's like his part-time job, is like he puts on a wig and is just like, yeah, Lord, I am Lord. Like that was good. That was like a turning point where they were kind of coming around back to it. And then the season with like Soto Sopa and PC Principal and stuff, that was just incredible. They took a lot of issues and really nailed it on the head. And it was like, okay, this is like fresh, but it's like classic South Park. Like, this is the kind of stuff that they should be back to, you know? And I imagine it'll still be kind of hit and miss. Like, I don't think I saw like 4 or 5 episodes of the next season after that, and then I just lost interest again. And I'm, again, sure it's funny, but, you know, someday I will be like, all right, you know what? Yeah, let's go through South Park again. And then I you know, it's nice to kind of recontextualize the whole series when you get into the new seasons. Fucking ass. You have not watched South Park. Well, the good thing is there's lots to choose from, but the first seasons are still really funny. I was kind of worried that it was kind of what I was talking about, where it's like it's the shock value and it wears off, but it was still pretty smart. It was very crude, but by the second season they really get into a nice stride, really interesting ideas. And then same with The Simpsons, third season they just take off running, and you get fucking magical episodes like Chin Pokemon, which is still one of my favorites. Where all the kids are interested in, it's basically Pokemon, and they like have segments where it's like the Chin Pokemon cartoon, and then the kids are slowly being hypnotized and like being brainwashed into turning into Japanese people and bombing Pearl Harbor. Obviously very lowbrow, but also just really ridiculous and funny. But yeah, it's a fun show, and it came on like I was the exact right age. I think I was in grade 7 when it first came on, so I was still technically not allowed to watch it, but I was old enough to just kind of find ways easily to watch it anyway. And I knew how to work the VCR better than my mom, so I would tape the episodes. I would set a recorder so I would tape it, and then I just had like a couple South Park tapes. And I like had like every episode, and I would watch them religiously because they were so goddamn funny. And that kind of also, you know, seeing how the crudeness of the actual art style added to the humor of the show. I mean, a lot of people took from that after that. You know, it's like it's a proven point, so it's like, oh yeah, like the shittier the art, the funnier it might be, which isn't always true. But it kind of gave me hope for the idea of like doing a cartoon or a comic or whatever for Cookie Mine, like we were talking about. Like, you know, like I can't draw, but then again, look at South Park. Like, it's like it's drawn just good enough so that you know like what's going on and what things are. And I almost kind of found that, as with The Simpsons, the more detailed stuff and like they tried to fit into it to make like, oh, it's just better animation now, so it's better. The more detailed and graphic and expensive the episodes got, the less kind of funny they were. And that goes for both shows. I'm including kind of both of those in that. More so Simpsons than South Park, but there are episodes where it's like, yeah, like you're doing a lot of flashy, crazy stuff, but again, flash with no substance. Bedtime for you. Well, enjoy your nap, your 8-hour luxury nap, and no stream tomorrow because Simpsons trivia, but thanks for hanging out. It's nice to be back on schedule, and we'll keep rocking this shit out. Hopefully next stream, maybe we can do like a marathon and just try and beat the whole rest of the game, because I'm ready to kick some shit. Yeah, take it easy, STP. Have a good one. Have a good weekend. Bombs here. Blue mail. Finally. Maybe I'ma stop dying so much. No. I'm guessing there's a switch in here. Ivy. So yeah, I guess I've rambled about the creation of South Park and The Simpsons for quite a while. But also those are two things that I really like and have seen every episode like several times. Well, South Park I've seen mostly every episode. Simpsons, again, as far as I'm concerned, it ended like 19 years ago. There was a very clear defining moment when it felt like it wasn't being written by Simpsons writers, it was being written by Simpsons fans. I don't know if you know what I'm kind of talking about, but there was just kind of a feeling of like that happens a lot actually with like reboots and stuff like that, where it's like they're kind of more of a fan than they are like an appropriate writer or director or whatever. Sometimes it's the opposite happens, where they don't even try and be a fan, or they don't care enough about the soul of the source material. But sometimes it's like, oh, I'm a fan, but it's like you start making situations happen that wouldn't necessarily happen, more as just kind of like a wink wink to like other fans. Oh, this will be such a good fan thing, like the fans will get this is nice fan service. It's not always the best route to go. You know what what the fans want and what they say they want is often two totally different things. So you gotta be careful with that kind of thing. Because making, you know, like how many shows you've watched, Game of Thrones, where you feel as though the characters are doing things that they wouldn't normally do, and the situations that are happening wouldn't necessarily be happening if it was being true to the source material. And it's almost in a way that it's being like weirdly like self-referential. Like it's like the show becomes self-aware of itself, and I don't really know how to explain it, but there's just like a certain feeling that happens to shows when they've gone past their prime, and like X-Files did it, Fringe did it. Fringe was a great show. I really, really liked it. Justine showed it to me and she was like, if you liked Lost, oh, Lost, another one that kind of did it. It's like these shows start out so grandiose with this like, oh, mystery and intrigue and what's this and oh, what's going on. And then sometimes a lot of those plot points just like get ignored. And like nobody ever covers them. Then you're just like, well, wait, what about that shit? Like, that's important too, is it not? No, don't worry about that. Forget about that, that's not important. Lost was notorious for that. Because they asked so many questions and kept it going for a lot longer than even they wanted to. I think they wanted it to be like 3 seasons and done. That was the original idea, and ABC made them stretch it out. So they create all these new characters and new situations, and it's filler. And then they start kind of doing stuff that they are thinking more about fan service than actually servicing the show. Like, what do they want? Well, they want a good, satisfying show. They want entertainment. They want their time investment that they have given to this project to hit the right points. And, you know, that's obviously far more easier said than done. It's hard to even say a show that's gone the whole run and stayed satisfying. I think The one or closest to is probably Breaking Bad. I've never watched a show that has just, like, the character arcs, even though they were really drastic and it's like all about a downfall, you know, like, it's not, the characters don't change in such a way that you're like, the show sucks now. Like, it was these evolutions and these eventual, like, things happening that made the show get better over time. Like, there was development, and the development happened for a reason. There was a plan. And I believe the creator of Breaking Bad was one of my favorite writers, actually, on X-Files. Was it Glenn Morgan? If I'm not mistaken. Don't at me if I got the name wrong. Parts. So how do I always fucking do this every single time. No, I'm not. I'm just on principle. I'm not gonna waste. God damn. Give me heart juice. Oh, bomb's okay. Love that heart alarm. Music to my ears. Mine ears, and yes it is too. Take that, Gelutron. Okay, that's... This really is why I hate this dungeon. I can get through the dungeon, have all the parts, and then you get to the last one. And if I had just gotten that fucking cane, where you can push buttons with it. The cane of Samaria. The scourge of Moldavia. Command you. Yes, command me, Lord. On a mountain of skulls, in a castle of pain, I sat on a throne of blood. Vigo the Carpathian. Oh, he's suffering from Carpathian kitten loss. He's lost his kitten. We'll just add one in here for him. No, please, Dr. Venkman, no, and yes, with the good, we'll be leaving now, yes. This had to be Mr. Fancy Pants, huh? I find I do stuff like that, part out of laziness, and part just because it kind of makes it more exciting to just do a stupid thing to make it more difficult for yourself. Hey, yeah. So how do I mean, I've got the blue armor. The only thing left is to get the crystals, so fuck it. Yeah, man, fuck it. Let's go bowling. Yeah, I'm just gonna adjust this a little bit. Neck's starting to hurt. I got a bit of a weird setup, but I'm working on it. My chair exploded the other day. Well, I mean, I didn't buy it. So here's the first fact. I did not buy the chair. There is a tiny business accounting office. It's like 2 blocks away from our house. So I was walking to school to pick up Julia after school, and I walk by the business accounting office, and there's nothing there. Go to school, come back with the kids. We're laughing and they're running around. And there's a perfectly good looking leather desk chair, and it was probably like a couple $100 new. It was heavy. It was a hefty ass chair. So I pushed it home. Lifted it over a bunch of shit to get it in the house. I roll it in, throw it in the corner, and I'm like, yeah, I got this boss ass desk chair. And I sat in it and I nearly died. See, it's almost like people put things on the side of the road next to the garbage because those things are no longer of use to anyone, and therefore are garbage. But given that I was looking at desk chairs for some time and never really having the money to splurge on a comfortable desk chair for myself, I was like, this is a gift. It's a gift, and it was just sitting here. It was not here a moment ago, so it's not like it's infested with bugs. It came out of the accounting office. The only things wrong with it are its ability to keep you safe when you sit in it. Just kind of topples all over the place. As far as I'm concerned, it was a way to work your core. You know, because nothing is as powerful a motivator than the threat of flipping out of a chair onto your forehead and cracking your skull open. That's a really good, so you know, you're just kind of wrestling with gravity. So I mean, it sucked for about a week, and then my buddy Leroy came over and he sat in it, and it kind of tipped a bit, and he was like, what's wrong with this fucking chair? And I was like, well, I got it out of the garbage. And I was like, look, you just gotta, if you want to sit in the chair, you can't kind of ease your butt into it like you're serving a pancake or a nice greasy slice of fried ham, you know, like where it just kind of slowly lays itself across the surface of your plate. You can't let your butt be that ham in this chair. You had to just commit. So it's like, you just gotta go for it. And when Leroy goes for it, he really goes for it. He'll take you at your word if you tell him to fucking go for it. So he threw his full weight in there, and he's a much heftier man than I. And something cracked. It was like a but it kind of jammed the chair stability into a more usable kind of position. I don't know what happened. I think it was just maybe there was something loose and he cranked it back into space. So I was thankful. I had this wonderful, expensive leather office chair. It was big, which was fine for me because I'm like, I'm all comfy in it. The problem is we have a really small space. Like, we're living in a mouse house. So it just kind of got in the way of like everything. And the living room is like the main vein of the house. Like, it is practically a hallway and a living room and the entrance to the kitchen and the front door and the bedroom. Like, it's all just kind of like the center of everything. So if you want to sit in it, You're kind of in everybody's way. And even if you're not sitting in it, it's still kind of in everyone's way. It was just big and unsightly. So when I got my new desk a couple weeks ago, which I was super, super stoked about, and I love it. I was thinking of doing like a video kind of uploading like, this is what the workspace looks like now, and this is how I roll. Because I'm just so in love with it. It makes me very happy. But sitting at the desk with this giant garbage chair, it made things difficult for everybody who was not sitting in the chair. Let's put it that way. But I was like, I don't want to get rid of it yet. And Justine was like, look, like I'm down Barton Street and they're like selling all these office chairs for cheap. I'll get you one. And I was like, well, I don't know. I just wouldn't commit. I was like, this spring, how like this spring was I? Just couldn't figure out if I was done with this chair or ready to move on into a full-blown summer. Just wasn't happening yet. So I said no. It was all wishy-washy. I couldn't get off the fence. Literally 15 minutes later, after she's out of radio contact, I move on the chair a little bit and I hear this huge crack and it tipped over sideways and I literally did like a cartwheel across the floor. I thought I was gonna die. I was so fucking startled because it came out of nowhere. But basically, that chair was living on borrowed time. Because that huge crack, when Leroy jumped into it, cracked the bolt. It jammed it back into place for the time being. But it was not a permanent solution. So me versus chair. Chair versus gravity. Gravity won. I don't even know who versus who, but I feel like everybody lost. Except for Justine, because she hated that chair, but... So, it's gone now. And I'm sitting in this red chair that's like supposed to be a dining room chair. Now, they are comfy chairs, I will say that. These red chairs are fine. But like, dining room chairs are supposed to be sat in to dine. Maybe to have some wine at a table, but then you can kind of take the load off your shoulders. You put your elbows up, hold your wine glass, you're clinking them, you know, talking about books. Whatever you do at a dining room table, I don't know. I wasn't raised a king. Wasn't in king's court drinking wine at a dining table. So anyways, yeah. I mean, long sessions at the computer, and I'm sitting at this computer like most of the day. Working on fucking website stuff, editing videos, writing. All my recording stuff is set up here. This is like my Ultimo Workstation Supremo number 2000. So I'm really regretting not getting that chair. It was a funky orange color. It didn't have armrests, but that's okay because I kind of wanted a computer chair where I could be mobile with a guitar. That's important, especially if I'm going to be doing these streams. Cock-a-doodle-doo. So I gotta get... Oh, chala, okay. I need to find a very specific thing. Let's talk about feelings. My feelings are hurt that I exploded myself out of a perfectly not adequate or safe for human consumption chair. Have I been talking for like 20 minutes about a chair? You betcha. Does it faze me? Nope. Not at all. I talk 37 minutes about a fucking desk. You test my patience. Huh. So if anybody's got a lead on a killer chair, my number is 555 5555. Oh, here's a shit thing that happened. So I was offering guitar lessons remotely. Figured this is a good way to get use of my workspace. Finally got a working webcam. I can just have lessons over the internet. I don't have to leave the house. People don't have to leave the house. That's a real nice selling feature. So I was posting ads in like all these different Canadian cities across Craigslist. Now, funny thing happened, which I'm not laughing about, but I posted all these ads and literally like that, like not even an hour later, my phone started ringing and it like hasn't stopped. I'm getting like 6 or 7 calls a day, but they're like robocalls and like reported as suspected fraud and weird shit. So I didn't put my number in the ad because you don't just give your number out on the internet, especially something as shady as Craigslist. It like automatically put it somewhere. I don't know. They have my phone number as part of my contact info, but there's a box that is like, hey, do you want to give your phone to the entire internet like a fucking idiot? And I did not check that box because I do not want to be that idiot. And yet, somehow, every scamming fucking robot in Canada right now is calling my goddamn phone number. So there's that. And the sad thing is, not one of those robots wants a guitar lesson. Ah, c'est la vie. Okay. This gets me every time. So I'm just gonna hump this wall until I find a solution to my problem because I'm very angry about it. North, get me stairs. I'll go down, but I gotta push that brick. Gotta find a way to get the fuck over here. I'm gonna have to make another run through this dungeon. I keep going into this room and I don't want to. Jesus H. Crow. I'll get you yet, you stupid. You know something funny? I was going to leave this dungeon and go and do the 6th dungeon. And instead, I went through the entire dungeon like twice. Oh. I'm not pretty, and I am definitely not smart, so I don't know. I don't know what the fuck. Let's get out of here. This is stupid. Hey, don't lick me. I mean, eventually the game will be finished. I will have beaten it. The crows will rejoice while they pick the marrow from my eye sockets. Go to Misery Mire. I'm trying to remember what the boss is for this one. Lee doo dee dee lee lee. Can I go in those caves? I'd like to know. I've got to go. Oh, good. I remember going into this and being like, I need to remember this for later. Good thing I did not remember for later. That's fantastic news. So yeah, if anybody's got a lead on a killer chair.
It's 10 o'clock.
Hi, Wayne. Hi.
Now, this one, I know I was saying the other day that I felt like the 3rd dungeon is kind of like the spookiest. Sort of the spookiest. But, Misery Mire might be extra spookiest. Heart piece. Be a part of my heart piece. My heart, heart piece, my heart. Ether. Oh, the cat's on the nip. So, we're kind of weird with our cat. I mean, that's... I'm gonna turn this a bit up and a little bit more down. Yeah, we're kind of weird with our cat. We pay him a little extra attention just because we love him so much, and we're, you know... We picked him up. He was in bad shape, living out on the street, or with a home that didn't care too much about him. He was in bad shape. Like he seemed really skinny, and he ate like I've never seen a cat eat. He just kept eating and eating and eating when we first brought him in. We had to kind of try and control his meals so he didn't throw up because he was gorging himself, because he just didn't know if he was gonna get food like that again. So, you know, we like to spoil him. We do weird things. So like if there's something that he likes, we do it for him. I've talked before about how we made the mistake of I made the mistake of turning on the bath water for him when he was in the bath. And now he only drinks the freshest, crispest bath water. Like, if there's nothing else, he'll go ahead and accept your crappy water that you got from the exact same tap. You know, but he's not down. So, when we had our old place, there was this specific plastic bag. Cats kind of like to sit on stuff. This plastic bag in particular, like I've seen cats all about plastic bags before, but this one he really liked. Out of all the plastic bags that we kind of would leave out around the house for him, he digs this one. So we moved and we packed it with us so that he could have it. And it sits in front of my comic book shelf. And we put all his little catnip pillows on there. So, fuck. Every once in a while, he heads over to the nip bag, as it might be known, and takes a sniff, takes a nosedive, and just rubs his face all over the catnip. And then he starts to get all weird and bug-eyed and like climbing everything. Give me a taste of that treasure and I can't even get it. Oh, this is fancy. Yeah, this is a mean dungeon. I remember that specifically. It just fucks with you. So yeah, I mean, that's just I feel like there's a lot of things, especially regarding the cat, that like I tell my mom or my mom asks about, like when she comes over and she's like, do you want me to like throw this bag out? I'm like, no. No. Don't touch that bag. Well, why not? That's the cat's bag? It's like the cat has a bag. Well, like he sits on it. It's like if he had a favorite chair, you know, that's where he goes. He keeps all his stuff there. All his little nip pillows. But yeah, you know, like I said, we're weird, whatever. But also like we really love this cat. And I don't really mind that we do these ridiculous things for him because, like I said, he was not doing so great when we found him. So we just keep rocking in the free world, Bents. And he's just, it's like having a little fucking Muppet in the house. He does the weirdest shit and he's just got the silliest faces. Like, I love it. Because that was like my dream as a kid. Like I always wanted to have like a Muppet companion. I mean, saying it out loud, it kind of sounds like maybe I didn't have a lot of friends when I was a child. Maybe that's true. More sorta true than like totally true. I did spend a lot of time by myself, but I did also have friends as well. Just weren't always accessible, but yeah, I wanted like a Muppet to hang out with. Gremlins 2 was my favorite movie in the universe for a little while, even though it's clearly the inferior of the series. But like when you're 6 years old, you don't know that. And it's basically like I got to have a gremlin from the movie Gremlins. That shit lives in my fucking living room. He sleeps on my face sometimes. Or more jumps on my face because I don't get up to turn on the bath tap give him the crispest bathwater to lap with his kitty tongue. He just stands, puts his face under it. It's just like for like 3 minutes. Like, oh, you're a thirsty boy today. He doesn't acknowledge me. He just keeps drinking. But you know, like when you got a pet and you love them, it's just you'll do whatever you can to just like make them as comfortable as possible. Like, I've gone to go work on stuff at the computer and I'm like not even done pulling in my chair behind me and the cat has jumped into the chair and is already like snuggled up, sitting comfortably and curled up in a little cat foil. I'm like, really? So I just pull the chair back, just fucking, you know. Whoa. Just kind of type, standing up, hovering. He doesn't move. He doesn't get up. But it's like, I don't want to disturb him. I don't want him to be mad at me. Come on. All right, that's nice. Ooh. Curses. Oh. There we go. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh. I found that compass. Where's me map? I can navigate this fucking death trap. Where's me toothpick? Oh, I've been here. I feel like both those bomb cracks are fakers. Big stinky phonies. Get him quick enough. He doesn't quite hurt you as bad as he'd like. And boy, would he ever like... Oh, there's a locked door. See what's behind door number lock.
Yes. Map.
Now where my big key at? Okay. Rather a few things I haven't gotten to yet. Travel northward and leftward. Ah, yes, that's right. I chose to go secret door first. So. Also hidden fucking fire spitting buddies. Oh, bomb slugs. No. Not alright with me. Not like that Jesus, who is just alright with me. These bomb slugs, however, are not. They are not alright with me. Oh, jeez. It's quite the predicament. Those slugs seem kind of out of place. Like, characteristically, they just seem kind of different from all the other enemies. I don't know. They just move and like their drawing almost looks like they would belong out of like a Commander Keen game or something. Which are fantastic platformers for DOS. Way back when the MS-DOS prompt loaded our games for us. We liked it. Didn't really like it. As a kid, it's like, why do I have to type in these fucking weird ass commands? Like, just give me my video game already. Nintendo, I literally put it in and push a button after blowing on a cartridge improperly for 15 minutes. Yeah, my neighbors, the Benequistas, on my old stomping ground. My first house that I grew up in until I finished grade 5. They had all kinds of cool computer games and stuff. And damn. Yeah, they had two of the Commander Keen games. I think it was like episode 4 and 5. It was like episode 4, and then one was like Keen Dreams or something like that, and you play the whole game and you're in your pajamas. So the whole thing is like you're in your dreams, so it's extra weird. Really fun games though. Hard as balls. I will say that. Without hyperbole. What the fuck do you... Okay. Let's just keep knocking around. See what we can see. Eventually I'll just stumble into the right room. Right? It's gotta happen. Mine. Oh, come on. Fake ass whack. Fake. No scene. Ugh. Alright, so that's definitely the big key. What? Okay. I'm about to have a conniption. The what the fuck? How the fuck does that happen? There's nothing above it, is there? B2. Oh, there is. And it's that room that I can't get into yet. Sure. Okay. Or maybe it's over to the side. I don't know. This is stupid. Anything I can't figure out immediately is stupid and it's not worth doing. Everything is beautiful in its own way. Yeah, I might have come across. I don't think I've been in this room yet. Ugh. God, I hate you. Why couldn't you just die? Die, man, die. Okay. I have braved the evil treadmill, forcing upon me its cardio. Whoop. Can't remember. Can you use bombos to light fires? gonna set these up first. And like, what even... Oh, I guess it's probably a treasure chest then. Come on. Yeah. Nice try, Swan. Hold on. Hold on a second. Nope. I killed you. There shouldn't be 2. There are 4 now. Are they is there a trigger because I'm in a different spot? Like, they better be all dead. No fucking. I'm playing this shit. I just want my fucking prize. Unforgivable. Oh? Okay. That sounds important. Now, kids, fracking does damage to our natural environment, causes earthquakes, and pollutes our ever important and declining purity aquifers. Stink.
It is I, the elder. You must set fire to 4 torches to open the way forward.
I'm guessing it's this hole. Ooh. Really hope it's this hole. Yes. Okay. Now you're playing with power. Nintendo power. Wee. I remember you. But first, I require my big boy treasure. I'm gonna go get it. Bye. Really? That's cool too. That's cool too. Whatever. Not like I was like banking on that for like my survival or anything. You know what? I'm just gonna leave. I shouldn't have come here. Getting ever closer to that giant chest. I wonder who could it be? I said, ow, I'm the heaviest chest. The heaviest chest that you ever did see. When you see me walking down the street, hey, hey. Ah. Okay. We got this. We got this. We got this. Was the note? I'm the king of the cool jack. Get out of here, you little creep, before I'm gonna slap you silly. The cane of Samaria. It will be very helpful if you make proper use of it. What a mysterious cane. That's just like a really ridiculous message to have on it. A main treasure. Like, this is more so than the crystals. The treasures are why you go into these fucking dungeons. He's not gonna take me where I want to go. Like, you get these fantastic treasures so that you can progress through the game, find more treasures. The crystals, whatever. I mean, I could go either way. Jesus. That's all my magic. I can't remember what this boss is. Boss number 6. Oh, thank fuck. It's like a rhino, but it's got Kleenex boxes for hands, and its eyes are made of sweet lemonade, and everything it says turns into that song, Mama Don't Dance and Your Daddy Don't Rock and Roll by Loggins and Messina. Oh, thanks. Couple of bucks for the bus.
What a mysterious cane.
Tra la 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 la. Oh, this is the one where you lift up that fucking block. It's a bunch of jellies or whatever underneath. Fuck that shit, man. Don't mess with me. Alright? Oh, it's not that one. Okay. Get away from me. How many do I have left? I just don't want to have come all this way and then get smoked. Oh, what am I doing? That mysterious cane could have been used to block that. What a mysterious cane. I better have needed to do that. Yep. Okay. Let's go. And these stupid idiots are trapped. I can't steal any more of my magic juices. Oh, rats. This is a horrible dungeon. I mean, it's not the worst. Turtle Rock is by and large the worst. But are they just like constantly dropping randomly? Is there any chance of them stopping? Will I get my money back? Is anybody listening to me? Alright. That did not go the way that I wanted it to. Oh. Fuck, why am I confused? Alright. I can't remember what this boss is. Fuck. Oh, this guy. I like this guy. Let's watch the dilating pupil. controller's doing some funky shit I don't like. Yeah, and then he just comes at you. This might even be one of the easiest bosses in the game. Like, really. Like, it takes 1,000 million hits, but no sweat. No sweat off my dong. I'm hearing all these noises. My cat's like jumping around in the kitchen. He's like bumping into stuff. He's all nipped out, man. I'm telling you. I don't know what he's doing, but... Stink. Because of you, I can escape the clutches of the evil monsters. Thank you. Ganon captured us because he couldn't break the seal of the wise man with his power alone. Then, using the wizard Aghanim as his pawn, he drew us to the Dark World. After cracking the seal with our powers, he sealed us inside of these crystals. He then gave us to his loyal monsters. But Ganon didn't plan on your getting this far. Now Princess Zelda is waiting for you inside of Turtle Rock. Please hurry. Do you understand? No. May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce. May the Triforce be with you. Disney sued. Okay. Well, I'm gonna use my newfound powers to make my way through that stupid fucking ice palace. Hope I don't suddenly appear on top of a cactus. Nope. Okay. Good. And away we go. Magic. I'm pretty sure I need magic to, because it's the eye in the 5th palace, the ice one, right? I'll get just 2 of these. Don't have enough rupees. Perfect. No, I love that. It's amazing. So good. It's the best news. All right. What happened? I was so rich. Did I like lose all my money? Well, I mean, obviously. But I don't know how I did. Alright, let's potty.
Potty.
Going to the lake, having a swim. Getting my fruity juices on. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Hey. I've got wet shoes. I have got wet shoes. Kind of starting to think, with all the times I've come very close or had no bombs, that maybe I should increase my bombs. And then a couple of times I've been like, I'm still technically right at the spot that I can do it. I'm still not doing it because I'm just kind of like, meh, I'll do it later. Meanwhile, I'm like almost at the end of the game. That really is one thing you don't need. Like, maxing out the bombs and arrows. Seems like overkill. Like having, what, like 70, 75 arrows or something like that? Like 40 bombs. Yeah. Suck my magic. Alrighty. We're having a party. Everybody singing. Dancing to the music. On the radio. Oh, that Rod Stewart magic. We had to explain something to my Justine's younger sister a few weeks ago. I just kind of have this thing where I keep humming tunes that I know that Justine doesn't like so that they get stuck in her head. On this particular day, I had come back from the grocery store. Now, our grocery store, we've got a no frills like right across the street. So you're gonna get some wilted lettuce and some asparagus that's a little worse for wear. But do you want to go all the way across town? You know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes walking one way just to get some fucking groceries? No, you're gonna go to the no frills. That's right center downtown. The thing about this no frills is it's got the funkiest music. Like, I'm always like walking with my hips and like strutting, you know? Like the last time I was there, they played Jive Talkin' by the Bee Gees and what's that Rick James song that isn't Super Freak? You know the one I'm talking about? And it's not Ghetto Boy or whatever the one. Ghetto. It's not that one. There's another Rick James song that's like really awesome. There was like this moment I had where like I'm kind of really rocking out and I come around the corner and there's a guy full on dancing in the pop and chips aisle. And like we made eye contact for a second and we both like fully expected that we came around the corner and just saw somebody and was like, oh man, they saw me rocking out. But then we both realized we were both rocking out to Rick James. So we had that like, yeah, man, like tough guy nod, you know? Fuck yeah, great song. Yo, this is a bit rare. Like, you know this track? Fuck yeah. That's how I roll. So anyways, I went to go grab some juice, some other things, and of course, what is it? Do You Think I'm Sexy by Rod Stewart? If you love my body, don't you think I'm sexy? You know, that song is on, and it's hard not to get that stuck in your head. That's a really catchy melody, and then like the hook isn't even that. It's like the part where it's doing the na 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 na. So yeah, every once in a while I just kind of pop up behind Justine and I hum that to her, and then she's mad at me for days. And that is what it's like to be married. So I did that one time and I got it in her head and she was very mad at me. But her younger sister was around and was like, what are you talking about? So we had to explain to her Rod Stewart. Now that's a weird thing to do to anybody who's like not born even in the 90s. Like my mom was a huge Rod Stewart fan. So we got, you know, I always saw like the albums around with his ridiculously like highlights and coiffed hair and like just, you know, I too was not sure like what's the deal with this guy. He sings like he's got a frog in his throat and he looks like a foot with a bad wig on, like from David Bowie from Labyrinth, you know? Like, who the fuck is this guy? My mom was just like, it's Rod Stewart. Like, she went and saw him. I remember she was so excited when she came back from the concert. She was like, it was so amazing. It's like, he's for the generation of ladies who would say he's a nice looking man. You know? Like, 50 plus at this point. Like, oh, that Rod Stewart, he's a nice looking man. Just like to phrase it like that is all you need to know about the kind of people that are listening to him. They've been around a while. But Rod Stewart, when he was in the band The Faces, now that's some fucking great music. And he wasn't terrible looking when he was young and wasn't like ravaged by drinking and drugs and smoking cigarettes and shit. But explaining that is like, what song is that? Yeah, it's Rod Stewart. And he's singing about, do you think I'm sexy? And this is what he looks like. And just like the look of horror on her face. It's like, what? It's like everything you just told me in the last minute is just shaking my entire world to pieces. And I don't know what anything is anymore. One of those looks, you know? That octopus is gonna jump out and try and kill me. Wait. You, buddy. You too? You too? You too, Brute? No? Okay. Fuck. I'm a little on edge. This place makes me nervous. That Rick James song, I can't think of the name of it. It's gonna fucking bug me. What is the song that's not Super Freak and it's not Ghetto Nights? Like, I know he had more than 3 songs. But like, really. Nobody even knows Ghetto Nights outside of like hardcore Rick James fans, Rick James, and people who have played Grand Theft Auto Vice City recently. Maybe Dave Chappelle. Probably Dave Chappelle. This is the one. I knew it. Been waiting with bated breath for that fucking one. Not gonna pull that because it's gonna be a monster. But I also don't want this beeping to go on anymore. That's horrible. Be a hole. Alright. I'm gonna equip our life medicine just in case I happen to fall into a sticky situation here. I would consider this a sticky situation. Do I have to thaw him? Yes, I do. It's shaking. Okay. Yeah, I'd say this is a sticky situation. Oh, I like that sound. Oh. Come on. Fuck you, Cloud. Cloud. Is it? Yes. Work complete. Crystal number 5, even though I got it 6th. Just better to do it this way. I don't know, I almost feel like they meant for this to be cave number 6. I don't know. I hate getting stuck in that loop trying to figure out how to get to that, but have the block switched. So you can push the brick down that hole and get that switch taken care of. Without the cane, like, I have wandered around for a very long time in this. More than once. Stink, because of you, I can escape from the clutches of the evil monsters. Thank you. They say the Hylia people control mysterious powers, as did the 7 wise men's. But the blood of the Hylia has become thin over time. We who carry the blood of the 7 wise men do not possess strong power anymore either. Our powers will increase if we mix the courage of the knights of the wisdom with the wisest men's. Only a short time remains until the gate at the castle link in the worlds opens completely. If you defeat that mean old Ganon Buns, this world will vanish and the Triforce will wait for you, a new holder. I believe in you. Good luck. Do y'all understand? May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce, snuggly buns. Alright, it's time for bed. It's 1 after midnight. And I cleared 2 dungeons, so I'm happy with that. Let's save and quit. Thank you. It was a good evening. We did well. Yep. Had some laughs, killed some times. I ranted about several weird things. I found out how to properly change the category and the title while streaming. That will help in the future with VODs and stuff. Especially, I don't want to have to stop streaming and then start streaming again. So, first week back in like 4 months. Yeah, about that. So, it feels good. We got Roger snuggly with his rabbit. Funny, actually, a Vine Sauce video today. He was talking about the jacked kangaroo, and I was like, yo, that's my fucking mascot, son. Pay me. There he is, crushing a bucket under the weight of his own self-assuredness and confidence. So who knows what's going on this weekend. I'm not going to do anything tomorrow because, like I've been talking constantly about, because it's the only important thing that's I've got in my immediate future is Simpson trivia. But who knows? Maybe there's not much going on Saturday. We can do something. Get a game in. But yep, as always, thanks for hanging and putting up with my frantic brain as it scrambles to piece together coherent thoughts and at the same time properly navigate a Zelda-nated game. I don't even know what I was trying to say there. Anyways, have a good evening, get some sleep, y'all. Or promptly wake up because you've been watching this in the background. It's time to go to school, Kevin. You're late for work, Steve. Beth, you're fine. You got another 4 hours. Good thing this is a playlist. Alright, enjoy your enjoy your whatever. Enjoy your ice cream sandwiches, everybody.